be good to go.
Yeah, let me check. I'll give you a...
You can hear my dog. Looks like it's live on.
Yep.
Hey, come here.
See
Come
your
here.
screen, see the AJ face. We're
Yeah.
all good to go.
Hi. Good morning.
What's up,
Hello.
man?
Good morning. Good morning. I got some lovely sunshine coming through my windows. You can see that on my face here. My dog is barking at the FedEx delivery person. Hi. Hi.
As they should.
Yes, absolutely. Keeping me safe. Thank you so much, Skylar.
Mara is excellent at keeping me safe from the mailman, those leaves that fall, and that damn squirrel.
This morning, Skylar saw a rabbit, a bunny rabbit, so I chased it away so she would be able to calm down. Hey, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, puppy, come here. Yeah. This is Skylar. Can you say hi? Hi. Hi. Skylar's going to get a haircut next Monday. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for the kisses. Okay. Okay. Are you okay now? Are you calm now? Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. All right. So let's get started. Open up your Visual Studio Code. Can everybody hear me? Is everybody there? Maybe.
I can hear you, but if you're sharing something, I can't see anything.
Okay, I'm not sharing anything, but I will do that right now. Let me go into here.
I'm switching audio around.
This is only like my third time doing this, so let me go to my OBS virtual camera. Okay, and then why? What I can't remember. Oh, start virtual camera. I always forget that. Okay, there we go. Can you see me now, Mimsy? Shh.
Yes.
Okay. Shh. Calm down.
Lovely.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. You gotta come down. Come here. Come here. Hold on, guys. Sorry.
I'll forgive you eventually. There we go. That's okay.
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 All right. I think we're okay now. Well, this is kind of nice. There's a walkthrough. Get started with VS Code, learn the fundamentals, get started with the JavaScript and Node.js, and then get walkthrough with Decentraland. Has anybody tried this?
No, that's why we have you, AJ.
Okay.
I have to.
Creating a Decentraland scene. Did we do that?
Let's try this. Let's create a project this way.
I'm gonna create a new folder.
Hey, Scott, I have a question.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like my brain kind of understanding this. So like when I came back in, because I did the FAFO like that you guys recorded, I did that on my own this weekend.
Yeah.
And so like I come back into Visual Studio Code and it's everything is like what we were working on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like and I guess I was expecting to come back in and have it just be blank and like start over from scratch.
Yeah.
So where is it saved? Like does
Right.
that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
game.ts, JSON.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've just come over here and I've clicked on the Explorer icon in the upper left-hand corner, and then that shows my my directory structure. Okay,
Okay.
so if I come into here, let's not make this so big. So this is just my Windows Explorer. So this is just a version on the left-hand side of what this is, but it's inside, and it has some context sensitive menus. So it will show you some different icons on the left-hand side. So if I go to, I know I put it in my C directory, and holy shit, 13. What happened? What happened?
It's gone, man. I shaped.
Wow. Like, I'm like, who is that? And what have
Hi,
you done with
Petra.
13? Okay, okay. All right. Enough fucking around. Fucking around. Let's actually get to fucking around and finding out.
I gotta throw you off at least once during the beginning.
Okay, well, mission accomplished. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just going to go in here into, remember I put it at the root level of my my C drive, created the FAFO directory, right? And then this is when we set up our first scene. So Mimsy, have you done that part yet? First, have you downloaded Visual Studio Code?
Okay, yeah. So I have VS Code, and the only thing that I have is I have like Dice Masters. Like I
Okay,
have like that, but I've never had like I've never done a scene from
from scratch?
myself. Yeah.
Okay, um I want us to get moving on because I'd like us to be able to deploy like one of Mr. Dingia's builds. So I'll go through this really quickly. Um,
Okay.
so if you can follow along, great. But I do a thing with my students where I say I'm going to talk you through it, then I'm going to walk you through it. So what I try to have my students do is just watch and sort of save all their questions because whatever. Um, and then like after we get through the whole thing and we start to deploy, if you I don't know how long you can hang around today, because we've already covered this in previous videos. Um, but I can spend some time with you after we do the scene deploy, and answer some of your questions. So that's the walk you through it. So that's kind of an
Yeah.
I do, we do, and then you do sort of thing. That's what you call a gradual release. Okay.
First we fuck around, and then you find out.
Yep. So all we did, Mimsy, is just went to our C drive, right? So over here on the left hand side, you've got your shortcuts, right? Um, where pictures, documents, downloads. But if you go to this PC and down towards the bottom, if you've got multiple drives or partitions in your drive, that will show up over here. So I want you to click on um, the C drive, and then I want you to create a directory, just by right clicking. Are you on Windows, Mimsy?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just right click and then you say new and then folder and then just name it FAFO. Okay. All right, so Canessa, the folder where okay, cancel that. I don't want to actually do this. So we'll fuck around with this later, okay, 13?
What? Yep, sure.
Yep, okay.
Stuff. Yep.
Um so what you would do, uh Mimsy, is you would actually go through the process of creating a project. And once you do that, when you start creating a project, what that does is, well, you have to decide, you click create a project, and then you have to decide what kind of project you're going to create. And there's like a smart object, a scene, whatever. So you choose one of those. We're going to do a scene. So you would choose scene, and then it asks you what kind of scene, because there's like 4 different test scenes. Um, and what I usually choose is cube spawner because that's the simplest scene, and it only really has one entity, and it's got some simple code that goes with that. So then we go into the, where is it, right here? src, and then there's something called the scene .ts file. Okay, so TS stands for TypeScript. And you can see here that it's really simple. Like I've just highlighted it here, and you can see a preview of it here in the right-hand side, and it just says export let scene equals and then nothing, right? So there's hardly anything there. But when you, oh shit, where'd everybody go? Can you guys still hear me? Hello? Uh-oh. I think I lost everybody.
Learn stuff.
Okay. For whatever reason, yeah, I think my graphics card is crapping out. So anyway, um, what we need to do first, Mimsy, is we need to set up the structure, and we just actually have the DCL-Edit do that automatically for us. Okay, so again, I'm not going to go through all the details of that. We're trying to get up to the point where we ended up last Tuesday, and Kanessa, you got all the way through that. So did you edit, Kanessa? Did you edit the spawn point X, Y, and Z axes?
I think so. I think we did that actually like 2 weeks ago too.
Yeah.
And then I kind of followed along.
Okay. Did you change the camera target also?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just noticed I went to Zoo, like I haven't been to MetaZoo in a long time, and I went to MetaZoo and it spawned me like 100 units, 100 meters up in the sky because when I got to MetaZoo, I fell quite a ways. So that was actually pretty cool. I'm like, I know how they did that. Okay, so Kanessa, why don't you tell me, where did you end up?
I think I still actually have like a half hour of last week's left. So I didn't, you guys were in the process of trying to figure out how to download a 3D, like a model.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was having a hard time finding, like in my FAFO folder, in my C drive, like on my computer, I made a folder called models, but I could never, it would never show up in Visual Studio Code. And it did for you guys, where you could, look like whatever you guys were, what I was seeing on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like that. So I'm not sure
Okay.
how to make a folder. I guess maybe I had to make the folder in Visual Studio Code, not in like outside of
No,
it.
so when you just go to your local C directory, you create just an empty folder here. Okay. And once you've got your empty folder, like there's stuff in mine right now, right? Because I've done this part already. But then you'll go to, when you open up your Visual Studio Code, you'll go to open folder. You'll find that folder and you won't click into that folder. You'll just click on that folder and then here, like when I do it, so FAFO 13, instead of clicking into on the folder and going into it, you'll click the folder itself and just select folder.
Okay.
Like that?
Yeah, you know what? It's there. It's showing up now. I don't know what it is. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know.
I clicked on it, like double click, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why didn't?" Oh, and then I backed up, and that's what I had to do. So
Yeah.
hope that helped. If
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yep.
So you could either right click and then choose in the context menu, choose select, or choose select folder.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So what we downloaded, Kanessa, was I just placed this model, which is the giving tree. It's the non-material. It doesn't have the materials or textures on it, but this is the basic model of the giving tree. And so if I go into the
Will you drop that into the chat for
yes,
Kanessa to
yeah,
be
yeah,
able to use?
yep. So I'm just gonna go here to models.
And you're no longer streaming into Discord, by the way. So
Oh, okay, okay.
if anybody wants, if anybody still wants to be able to follow along and such, there's I'll post the Twitch link in the chat.
Thank you, 13.
there.
So I'm gonna
And
go ahead.
I'm just watching you on YouTube, so it's like a couple
A little
steps
delayed.
behind, but like yeah, but it works too.
It should be in there now, Kanessa.
Okay.
Okay, so I've gone into my FAFO directory, into the models subdirectory, and I've selected my giving tree 5, choose copy. Okay, then I'm going to go into the chatty chat here, and I'm going to, wait a minute, I have a partially completed message that I need to get rid of. Okay, so there's the giving tree 05.glb.
Okay.
Let's see. I want to open something else because what I don't see, like if I come down here and I choose run scene, right? And that will show me this actual scene. So Visual Studio is in this directory where I've added the giving tree, publish scene. It should show up. I think so. Yeah, mine takes a while. But what I'm trying to say is that not responding, just keep waiting.
Just wait. Yeah.
In DCL Editor, which is like a standalone, right? You have to start that through the CLI, through the command line interface. If you type in, keep waiting. If you start it that way, instead of being integrated into Visual Studio Code, the DCL editor that starts up, it gives you these editing. It gives you these little editing widgets to be able to translate in X, Y, and Z, or actually X, Y, and Z. Z is in and out. But in this one, it doesn't. But there is something called the heads-up display. So if I go here to editor, let's see, what is that? Open editor. Okay. Because when I worked on the screen, the CBD screen, where is that? See, this is why you gotta name things intelligently, because now I can't find it. Builder assets, odd job. Is it under odd job or under SDK? Maybe it's under SDK. Here we go. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to open up another game.ts file, and I can see here in the Explorer that it's got the code that I'm looking for. It says import and then squiggly brackets HUD and then from DCL /builder dash HUD. That's what I want to use, right? I want to use the heads up display in my scene, but I have to add it to the scene. Remember when we talked a couple of FAFOs ago about how code is, it's all of these little components, like little tiles in a mosaic, and you have to include certain libraries or repositories, and you have to call those in at the very beginning. Otherwise, it's like you're going to the library and you have to pull out this book, and then that book has the information that you need. So if you don't have the book, then you can't look up that information. So this is the bit of code that I want, and I'm gonna put this. Uh-oh. Oh fuck! What did I just do?
I mean, you can just reload it.
Okay.
I mean, part of your code looks broken and halfway down. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, whatever.
I don't know. I don't know what you did.
Yeah. Well, there I go. I'm gonna fall from a great height. Oh, look at my pigtails. And then I landed right in the tree.
Sweet spot.
See, I don't have any colliders on, but 13 knows how to do colliders.
True story.
Oh, that's what I did. I just I just collapsed part of the code and then I'm like, why isn't it undoing? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put this in the chatty chat. And for everybody, let's see, let me move this in here. This is going to get a little recursive and funky inception. But in the upper left-hand corner of your keyboard, there's something called a tilde, and it looks like a little wave, right? Just a little portion of a wave. And underneath that, there's like a single tick. It looks like an apostrophe, but it's going the other way, right? So here, if you want to enter code and actually have people be able to grab it without without Discord interpreting any of the forward slashes or brackets or whatever as part of its markup, what you want to do is you want to do 1, 2, 3 of those tick marks. And then I'm going to paste the code in, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 more tick marks. And then when I enter that, you can see there's a little box around here. So I've pasted the code in there in its pristine form. So you can copy that and paste it at the very top of your scene so that when you load that scene, it will have the heads up display in your scene. Does that make sense? Okay.
That's legit.
Yep.
You following, Canessa? Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that just like I was you or anybody else. So I'm going to bring my cursor in here. I'm gonna highlight all of this. I'm gonna do Control C to copy or Apple C to copy. Now bring this back over here. I'm gonna go to my original. That's my game. Oh, I need to get my scene.
That's the one right there.
Yeah, the game.ts. Thank you. So I want to add some information. So I'm going to put a comment up here. Do you remember how to put a comment, Canessa?
Nope.
Okay.
that like long is like.
That's okay. So
That's nice.
look here and look how this is a different color than this down here. And what's different from line 6 and line 1? How are those two different?
They're different colors.
Yes, they are. What do you notice that's different, Canessa?
So sorry, see line 1
Line
and
1 and line 6. How are those different?
Well, double slashes.
Okay, let's try that. Let's do // and then I'm gonna do a space, and then I'm just gonna that's how you comment, okay? And if you want to comment the whole thing, I learned from I think Madamus that you just put an asterisk after that, or maybe it's before. Maybe it's before. Fuck.
That was me.
Oh, okay. How do you do it, Doc?
Good morning. Good morning. So,
Good morning.
Yeah, you had it. You had it. So you make a hamburger. So you do 1/ and then that. Yeah, you only need one, but that's okay. That'll work anyways. And then another. And then you go to the end of it and you do asterisk and then a slash, the same slash, but you make a little hamburger bun.
Okay.
Top bun, bottom bun.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm not gonna do that. So it can't be 2 slashes because I tried it and it didn't comment the whole thing out. So anyway,
Okay.
so // and then a space, and then we're gonna tell everybody who reads our code what we're doing. So what we're doing is we're adding. So I'm just gonna say add the heads up display for easy editing in scene. Okay. And then I'm going to hit enter again, and then I'm going to paste that code in there. And now I have a squiggly. Why do I have a squiggly? I think I need to add it over here. It's a dependency, and it's
Yeah,
not
so
finding it. Go ahead.
so there's probably which one? Hang on. I've got two up for this very reason.
Do I need to do something in the scene file? No, because this is like the topmost.
No, there's so if we're so dependencies down at the bottom left, so it's at DCL
/ builder - HUD. Okay, quick fix. I'm just gonna click that. Remove imp. Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't help. Um, The whole reason why I'm going through this long, complicated process is because when we got to the end of the FAFO last week, Canessa, I noticed that there wasn't a widget in there to move things around and to fine tune things. That's one thing that I do like about the builder, even though it was kind of buggy. You know, you'd like try to rotate it and it would rotate it in the weirdest axis.
Oh yeah.
But still, once you like kind of figured out the idiosyncrasies of that rotation or that widget tool, it was really helpful to be able to do it in the scene, right?
Yeah.
So this heads up display will give you that that capability. But if I can't figure it out shortly, then I'm just going to say fuck it, and we're going to keep going. Okay.
So this is something that I've struggled with too. I know there's a bunch of different plugins that do this. Nikki has a favorite one. I get them all confused. I don't know if it's DCL Dash, DCL Edit, Builder HUD. I feel like Builder HUD is the one that's built in, but I hear that you still need to enter an NPM line to install it. Is that something that you did?
Yeah, that's what I'm checking. So right now, over here on my left panel, I'm looking at my scene.json file to see if it's in there, because this is the CBD screen. This is the one that I did with Lastrom, and he's like, okay, you need to take a video screen and this is the parent-child thing that I was telling you about. I needed to have a separate model and then make that the parent of my video screen object, right? I had to make that the parent and the video screen object the child. So when the video screen, so when the screen, the actual like frame or whatever, moved up and down, the video screen moved up and down. So we were trying to adjust it to get it exactly right before we sent it moving up and down. And it's like, oh, we'll use the HUD. So he's the one that told me to add that. And I'm just trying to find out. I mean, the structure.
Node modules, actually. Yeah,
I'm
if you're in
pretty sure I just downloaded it, but I'm not sure.
Go node modules, and then I think it's either at DCL or it's there. It is at DCL, the second folder. Okay. And then what is it? HUD, something HUD. But yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna copy the entire thing?
Yeah.
You should do it.
Yeah. I mean, I could just get the builder - HUD.
Yeah.
But okay, so to back up a little bit and to talk through this so that everybody understands, if we go over here and we go to this one right here, the game. So I'm adding this, import the HUD from this directory, right, at DCL / builder - HUD. But if I look in, remember this, we're in our FAFO directory. So if I go to C and I find FAFO, oh, it's here though. Look at that. No, it's not there. Ha 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 ha. My wife's upstairs. Her office is right above mine. She's like, "What is going on?" She's learned to just like not ask questions anymore because I'm a weird guy. Okay, so I'm gonna
You're a
paste
bit
that in.
odd. That's
I
for
am a
sure.
bit odd. I am. Okay, so it's easy for me to like just copy it over, but what does everybody else do? That's my question. I can't remember what I did originally. I think it's just, well, okay, I did this when it
But
was command line. Go ahead.
there's dependencies down here on the left where you install packages.
Down here with the gear?
Um, yeah, probably pretty close to there.
Hey,
So
odd job. So the shoes is in the FAFO
there we go.
YouTube recording, and he's saying, or they're saying that copying might not work.
Okay. Well,
So I'll tell you what I did. I went to dependencies. I hit the little plus mark here, and I just typed in at DCL slash or builder dash HUD, whatever it was. And then it installed it, and then that error disappeared.
okay, hold on, man. Let's get you up here so everybody can see what you're gesticulating, what you're discussing.
Also, they say you might need to npm install it.
Okay.
I don't know what
That I
npm
can
is.
do.
Don't worry about it. Just go to dependencies, hit this little plus sign to install package.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see what Specimen's talking about.
Okay,
You
so
click that, and then
where's my
hit.
dependencies? I don't see outline, timeline. See, I don't have that little dependencies thing. Is that
Go to the Decentraland tab.
okay?
The little thing. Yep. Right there.
Aha.
Now down at the bottom, and then type in. Where's mine? There it is. Just type in at DCL / builder dash HUD,
Okay,
and
how
then
did you get
hit
the
enter.
install package thing up? That little window up top.
Dependencies.
Oh, add. Okay, thank you.
The addition
Okay,
symbol,
and then
and
we
then
type in
type
here.
in this. I will copy paste into chat. But type that
Yeah,
in and it'll say, is this a Decentraland library? Hit yes. It will install it. And then that little error down at the bottom of your VSC will disappear.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna add. I just went into the chatty chat. I copied this from 13. So what I want to install, the package I want to install is at DCL / builder dash HUD. And thank you, Shoes. I know what you're talking about. I'm doing it a little differently this way because I think the very first FAFO session that we had, I had, what did I have, guys? 3 different command line interfaces open. I had 2 just basic command prompts, and then I had the PowerShell and whatever. And then I think Doc came and he's like, "What are you doing? This is so much easier if you just do this." So since the foundation is trying to move creators towards using everything in Visual Studio Code, that's what I've started doing. But what the Shoes is talking about is I can come to a command prompt, and this is how we used to do it. I used to, whatever, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I would just type in npm, I think -I, or just install. I think that's what it was. I think it was just I or install, right? I'm not
npm
going to,
install -G Decentraland.
yeah. Okay, so whatever. I would do it through a command line. Here we've got a little window menu item, so it's there now. However, I still have the squigglies. So I didn't. Maybe I need to save this again. Hmm. Hmm. It worked for 13. Why doesn't it work for me? Come on, that's no fair.
Walk off the scene and come back, or rerun scene. One of the two.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run. I love the pigtails.
Generally, if I do any edits, I end up having to just basically run scene again.
Yeah, I try not to do that because
I even sometimes have to close out Visual Studio Code in general just to get it to fucking load properly. If I'm messing with either A colliders or GLBs, it'll mess it up just about every time. So yeah, I would run scene again. Well, actually, hang on one second. So you've still got.
I still have the squigglies.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go back to 13. Pull your screen up.
Okay, I found the npm install code. It looks like it's so easy. It's just npm and then space install space and then that @/builder-hud. That's all it is.
Oh, do this for me, Odd
Mhm.
Job. Hit this little refresh button on the side of your dependencies there and update your dependencies.
Yeah, okay.
Do
That
that
did
real
it.
quick and see if that works.
That did it. Yeah, I'm gonna run
Did it?
scene again.
Did it
Yeah.
fucking work?
Yeah, the squiggly went away. So squiggly be
Nice.
gone.
That was sick.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice,
Fuck
Vesna.
yeah, let's go.
Okay, so whatever. All right. So I want to check in with the other folks. So how are you doing, Knesset? Did you follow any of that? Do you have questions?
I followed it as much as I could, but I don't know. You know, it was moving so fast. I'm not
Yep.
sure exactly like
Okay.
what you were doing, and I still have the squiggly lines too.
Mm-hmm.
And then below that, I don't have anything that you have from line 6 to 14. I don't have any of that, so I'm not sure if I need to add
Yeah.
the giving tree model.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so basically that whole 6 lines, however many lines that is basically telling it to construct a image, and you give it the parameters of a specific GLB file, and it will add that into the scene.
Mm-hmm.
The line above it, the import, is just trying to call to a parent folder to bring in the utility that is the HUD.
Okay.
If you still have the squiggly lines underneath it, have you tried to add that dependency first off?
I didn't see where you guys got that from.
Okay.
So if you're, go ahead.
No. I mean, you're doing great, man. It's
Okay.
yeah. Keep going.
So if you're
Okay, now I do. Actually, yeah.
if you're looking at dependencies, there's a little addition to install package.
Okay.
If you click that, then there will be a little box at the top that'll appear. And in that box, all you need to do is copy this little at DCL Builder or at DCL Builder HUD. You copy that and post it in or paste it into that box. You'll hit enter. It'll ask you if it's a Decentraland package. You'll hit yes, and it'll install it. Once it's done installing, it'll literally pop up on the bottom right that it's installing. Once it's done, all you have to do is go back to where that addition symbol was to install the package and hit update dependencies, the little refresh button.
Okay, let's see.
And does anybody else have any questions?
So I did that, but I don't see anything installing.
Okay, hold up. Time out. Kanessa, are you on your phone for your Discord?
Yes.
Okay. Can you? How did we fix this last time? Because you needed to show us something. Did you just take a picture with your phone and send it to us, or did you do a screenshot?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, you know what? Now it I didn't see anything download, but now the squiggly line is gone.
Okay,
so
cool.
maybe it just needed a second to just to run through it.
Let's go.
One thing you guys said last week in the FAFO that I couldn't get to work is the Control S. You know, you said if you hit Control S, it should like save the scene in real time, and you should see it update, and it didn't. So I wonder if
yes
you know,
and
it's kind of
no.
like
It will
Yeah.
work, and sometimes it will not. That's where I was saying, like, a lot of times that I'll have to rerun the scene, close out that
Oh.
tab, and go to the new tab for it to work. Sometimes I'll even have to close out Visual Studio Code altogether and reload everything and come back and run the scene again.
I forgot I
It's a
was in
finicky beast.
Yeah, I forgot I was in Decentraland, and I thought everything would just look like A to B with no like C, D, and F in between.
Nope. Nope.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect. Thank you. So
there's at least 13 stops.
yeah, nice. So okay, so Scott, I got that done. Now I need that add giving tree, and I did try to drag it from, from my model folder, but that didn't seem to work.
Yeah, so I think I have it here. I do. Okay, so hold on a second. I'm going to put it up here in the chatty chat.
Okay.
Oh, whoops.
I have the GLB. I have the giving tree GLB in my models already.
Yes, you need both things. You need the model in the appropriate directory, and then you need the part of the code that will call out to the model, get it from that directory, and put it into your scene.
I see.
Here, I will copy this. Kanessa, if you'll like pull up like Twitter or something, because if you're unable to post this from Discord, then I'll help you out.
Email it. I just email it to myself every time. So if you guys want to, I can tweet it.
That's funny.
I'll get it set up for next week. I'm afraid if I do, I'll forget my password, and
No, I gotcha.
I'm so bad.
So I did a thing where, here's the run scene, and then it opens it up in a tab, and it takes a long time. I went ahead and shows there's an option in the upper right-hand corner. When I do that, here, I'll just do it so you can see it. So I don't have to explain it, and you have to visualize it. So it says this right here, open in browser. So I just click that, thinking that, maybe it'll load faster. Here, I'm getting ready for FAFO on Friday. We're going to talk about UV editing in Blender. So that's what that tab is for. But anyway, 13, you've already got yours loaded, so can you pull up your
my what?
Your Visual Studio Code with your scene so we can see the HUD. Yeah, thank you. Yes, okay. Do you have an item in your scene that we can move around with a HUD?
If you'll give me 2 seconds, I will.
Okay. So yeah, on the right-hand side, there's a series of controls. It's up in a grid. So yeah, he's just going to take this and put that in his scene. Oh, you pretty much already have it there, don't you?
Yeah, let's see what I can put in here real quick. We'll put in the
cauldron. Put in the cauldron, yeah. Okay. That was my little witch laugh.
So I've got to create a models folder real quick.
Okay.
And then you take that file and you put that in the models folder. Okay. And then make sure that you have, oops, shit, wrong button.
I mean, that's okay. You could still look at it. So all he did was he selected it to rename it. That way he could just copy the file name. Looks like that's what you did. And then you paste that in there so that there's no syntax error. Because if you have one letter off, even if it's a different, doesn't it have to be case sensitive? Since you've got a lowercase c and Aldrin in uppercase?
Nope, it's good.
It's good? Okay. Oh, it is.
Yeah, as long as you like, as long as the GLB itself name